So, anywho, hello to all of you. Currently, I am streaming, as you can tell, but I have just started recording for the video, in case you'd like. For all of you and everyone around, I had just returned from Boston for PAX East. Always my one of my favorite conventions out there. It is so much fun. I meet a ton of lovely people every single time. And, do work stuff and all that, but it's just, I really love Boston. Boston's Seaport District is going on the up and up. It is getting expensive as shit, though, but as most up and up things tend to do. Anyway, that's a side note. Of course, all the fun stuff happens when I am out and about, of course, every time. So, it turns out that we have many reveals to start with, and I will be talking a bit about 10th edition after we talk about someone else very, very important, of course. Let's talk. Let's talk. All right. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. All right. Let's chat about it. Let's talk about it. Lionel Johnson, Primarch of the Dark Angels, returns to Warhammer 40,000. They had this lovely trailer, threw some smog effects in there, really blasted him out there, really gave him the look, gave him the hit, gave him that spin move, really do the whole thing, whatever, you get the point. Lionel Johnson. The Lion. He's actually here. It's just a little bit shocking, In a weird way. Okay, chat comment here. I would let him destroy my bussy. Love it. Love to see it. It's like a fever dream you've always had for a long period of time that you never really knew if it would actually come true or not, or just if it's ever really a thing, and it is. He's actually here. And there's a lot of interesting statements I like to say about the mini. Overall, I was really worried about how they would do the Lion, because the Lion is not a very unique Primarch in terms of appearances. Now, you might look at that right now and be like, Bricky, what the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean? But as far as we know, Warhammer and Space Marines in general are space knights. Now, Space Marines are space knights to an extent. One of the reasons why people kind of don't like the Primaris is because they go away from the knight vibe and push more towards the technological sci-fi vibe. But as far as space knights go, the Lion is about as space knighty as you can get outside of the Grey Knights. The Dark Angels are the nighty knight, the nighty knight of the knights of Warhammer World. And so it wasn't the most unique idea of all the Primarchs to pull out, like Sanguinius is dead, but he's like the avenging angel, and we've seen Angron and Mortarion and Magnus, all these crazy other Primarchs and stuff, and so the only person more vanilla than him is Guilliman. Well, maybe there's Dorn, but Dorn's like clad in gold. I'm getting off topic. Despite all of that, he looks fucking baller, man. Oh my god. I was worried because I was curious, how in the hell are they going to do him correct justice? How are they going to do the Dark Angel, like the Dark Angel man, justice? Because he is the guy. And I'm kind of shocked they pulled it off. Like, if you look at Guilliman, right, in 40K, there's an interesting in-between between Guilliman and the Lion. And the main thing I like is that when you look at Guilliman's mini, which, don't get me wrong, is still a very good mini, Guilliman kind of has this different vibe than the Lion. And For example, the lion is not okay. Every Primarch is a commander. Every Primarch is a is an incredibly good tactician, all that kinds of stuff. But I always saw the lion as a little bit more lead from the front. You know, the lion is a master tier duelist. He is the strong. What I forget the specifics because I'm not a very big Lord of the Rings fan. I know it's sacrilegious for me to say that. But you know what's the meme where the guy turns around and says no and then runs in with the sword? Like the one guy against the giant army. You know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm referring to. That whole thing. Is Aragorn, is that his name? I'm sorry, I do not have a big fan of Lord of the Rings. I know, I'm sorry. Anyway, that's like Lionel Johnson's kind of thing. And I think they represent that pretty well with the overall appearance because Gilliman definitely is like, you know, tactical commander. And in game, Gilliman is not a beat stick. He is, oh, he's kind of a beat stick, but he's a gigantic buffing piece. And from his pose and everything, it looks like he's supposed to be in the center of the army, you know? He's standing, he's got this kind of like wide stance. He's got a sort of kind of action pose where it looks like he's commanding, but also threatening. He's kind of, the sword up is very like rally the troops kind of thing. He looks like this big centerpiece commander where the lion looks like he just murdered a motherfucker and is about to run next to run down the next one. This is the face of you. I'm coming for you. It's a very, you know, the hunt, right? It's a very like direct pose. It has a yeah, you're next kind of look. Where Gilliman is definitely more of the commander vibe. The lion is straight up like going towards you like, I'm coming for you next. And in a sense, you know, even though the terrain he's currently on is, you know, it's like tactical rock, but this time it's more tactical, tactical monastery or whatever. You can see how his little watchers in the dark, which by the way, side note, this watcher has a metal hand. I don't think we've ever actually seen watchers in the dark have anything outside of their sleeves, which is actually kind of cool. Makes me wonder a little bit more about them. But obviously his little Jawa friends have caught up with him. So you can kind of see it more as him traversing up over an enemy barrier where Gilliman is standing atop. He is atop, on top, leading. Lion is going up and over the hill line to murder your shit. So I think that actually has a really good way where even the smaller parts of the posing can make a big difference on what they're trying to convey with the character. And then, you know, you move on past that and, you know, you look at some of the stuff here, the detail for it. A buddy of mine said that the only thing he didn't like was that the power pack has these angelic wing kind of things. He thinks it's a little bit too extra. I don't personally agree with that. I see where he's coming from, but I think it's kind of fine. It is the little watchers here. I love how they have his sheath and like a little mace kind of thing. I'm very curious. What is this guy doing with this? Is this to rally the troops or is this genuinely a mace? Like, is this watcher in the dark actually beating ass? Is he just like, ugh? I kind of want to know. It could be like a control rod, like a command rod. I would argue it's a command rod, but you know, even so, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. But all of the detail here. The cape is great. I love the fur and the lion's fur there. You can see that the claw and the tail and the other claw right over here on the right-hand side. The sword, I guess Cypher still has his sword. So this is a new sword. But this is the Emperor's shield. And as you could, he also has some kind of bolt gun. So he will have at least a little, like maybe a pistol too or something. But that right there is the Emperor's shield, which means we have the Emperor's sword, the Emperor's shield. We're just missing his claw, which, if I had to garner a guess, is gonna go to Leman Russ, would be my assumption. Because I was thinking maybe Korax, but he's all Demon Bird now. And so my guess would be Russ. But god damn. Oh, it could go on Dorn's missing hand. It could go on Dorn's missing hand. Good point, good point. But god damn, my money is that this shield is going to give him some pretty insane tankiness. Because Guilliman is kind of a chump in combat. He's been power creeped, granted. But the only thing saving him is a 4-up dice roll for his armor to really keep him alive. And actually, I think Guilliman does have a 3-up invul, but he doesn't have like anything past that. This shield is the kind of shield where it's like negate a failed save once per phase and -1 damage and crap like that, you know? That's the kind of shield that this would give off, like that kind of level. Oh shit, I didn't even realize he's got himself a man bun. Man's got a man bun. Or a ponytail of some kind. Pulling back all the hair, the rest of the hair he's got left. Rich coming from me. Now the helmet options though. The helmet options though. My guy. It's drip or drown, and my dude, I'm flying. He is a Olympic swimmer. Ugh. So, hooded helmet, I think, is the fan favorite. I'm not gonna lie. I think I would run a hooded helmet as well. Hooded helmet is just so intimidating. I think most people garner to the hooded helmet as number 1. Number 2, the giant wing piece, and then the regular hood as 3. So, I mean, goddamn though, it's just, the hooded helmet is, whoa, so good. The wings are good too. They're all good. Honestly, they're all good. But from consensus I've heard on the internet, it's hooded helmet, then winged helmet. And they're just, it's just so much drip. So much drip up here. Past that though, you get a little bit of his face here too. It's really interesting to see what they're going for his overall aesthetic. Obviously people have asked, why the hell is the lion so old? Well, it turns out that 10,000 years of sleep is not 10,000 years of stasis. Guilliman was in 10,000 years of stasis. So, maybe a little less than 10,000. And so he was, I guess, trapped in time. Where it turns out that even a son of the Emperor, even a genetic Primarch cannot escape male pattern baldness. It is a thing that will survive for eons. But I actually kind of prefer it. I won't lie. He still looks like an absolute G. The mustache is really good. I kind of like the older lion. Cause you can kind of fuck around with the other Primarchs, you know? The Khan is in the webway, so you could say he doesn't get old from that kind of fuckery. The Leman Russ is in the warp, so you could say he doesn't get old from warp travel. Not sure what to do about Dorn. Korax is a giant demon bird, so we're gonna skadoosh over there. Vulcan is Vulcan. He just comes back to life anyway. You know, if there's someone who is really gonna go with the classic, like, actually old man thing, it would be the Lion. And also, Lion also always looked like a, kind of a dad, in my opinion. No, sorry, he acted like a dad. He acted like a dad. He acted like an abusive stepfather, if I'm being totally honest. The Lion's an asshole. He's a dickhead. But I think this might solidify a little bit more of his place. I think he and Gilliman will definitely argue a little bit in the lore world, but maybe not in the same way you'd expect. I feel that the Lion might be more, I don't know, repentant? I almost feel like the Lion won't be as much of an asshole as he used to be. You know, age makes him wiser kind of deal is where I'd see it. I could be wrong. He could still be a total douchebag. I guess it just depends on where he's directing his douchebaggery. I don't know. No, I guess he wouldn't necessarily have aged well, when did he go to bed? Like, when did he go to bed? Because Gilliman got slit by Fulgrim and then was like stasis. Where did he go to bed? Right after Caliban popped? I haven't done my full story on the Lion yet, so I'm not fully there. Huh. Well, then actually in that case he would be okay. I roll back my opinion. I roll back my statement. He would be just as much of a douche. I don't know if maybe there might be like what's the word I'm looking for? Empathetic part of him to like go see his only living brother currently, Gilliman, and then maybe Gilliman will be kind of like just tired, just angry and exhausted. And then you might get the Lion doing this sort of, oh wow, Gilliman is broken. That might, I don't know. It's a theory. I have a theory that he won't be as much of a dick as he normally would be. But my theory is founded on very little. My theory is founded on this is the only brother I've got. And holy shit, it's Gilliman. Like, the goldenest boy. Or one of them. And holy shit, he is a depressed man. Wow. So, it's a theory. It's a theory. Model-wise, though, I could give a shit about the Dark Angels, but on tabletop, but you know I'm gonna buy it. You know I'm gonna buy that. I am curious on how he will treat the rest of the Imperium. Because Gilliman has been using the diplomatic touch of I need the ecclesiarchy and stuff alive, because if I don't, the Imperium will die and the world is currently split in half. I don't think the Lion will be as kind. I think he's going to break heads, and I hope he do. He might not like dismantle the ecclesiarchy from I mean, he won't, because that's like a fundamental part of 40k. He won't. Like, the ecclesiarchy is a massive portion of 40k. It's too intertwined. It's not going to go away. But I imagine he's going to crack some heads. I hope he cracks some heads. I wish he cracked some heads. As for the Lion Angron fight, I hope you guys don't actually think Angron's going to do anything. ooh, our newly mortal and resurrected Primarch is about to come here and fight Angron, who comes back to life after 8 days every time he dies. Do you honestly think Angron's gonna win this? Like, do you honestly think Angron is going to win? Come on. Come on. You have a resurrecting Primarch. And then you have the new hotness. Like, come on. Come on. You know Angron is gonna get his shit pushed in. And it's gonna be very annoying. And I'm going to be I hope Angron gets at least a couple good hits off, you know? You know what? If anything, I hope Angron wins the verbal argument. I hope he wins the verbal fight. I hope he gives a solid back talk and he gets some goddamn roasts in on the lion and the lion kills him. But I hope he gets some roasts in. The lion is the best tactician and will not be a straight up fight. I wouldn't call the lion the best tactician out there. I think I'd give that to, well, it's an argument. It's a dilemma. But he is a better one than Angron. 100%. I don't know if I don't know. I feel like Dorn would give him a run. Gilliman's not that fucking bad at it either, especially with his recent experience. Now, Duelist, though, we're on board. We're on board with Duelist. We know that man, that 1v1's like a goddamn king. Minus Sanguinius, but he cheated. Gilliman is a strategist? You're gonna make me... Okay. What is the difference between tactician and strategist? Please. I don't know the difference. Oh, Gilliman is a politician. That is true. Battles versus wars. Short-term versus long-term. So which one's the small details and which one's the big details? Is the lion the battles or is he the wars? Because I'm assuming the lion would be the battles. Because Gilliman is Mr. Supply lines, infrastructure, shipping lanes, all that crap. So I'd assume that Gorilla is okay. All right. Well, regardless, couple things to note. One, Angron will get his shit pushed in because they wrote him as resurrecting. So of course he's going to. Two, I care more about the verbal exchange more than I actually care about the duel. And three, drip or drown, good God. I cannot believe the lion is actually back. I'm genuinely shook that he's actually back. Did not think it would happen. We can probably expect a new Primarch every single edition. 9th we had Angron. 8th we had Gilliman. Or was that 7th? I think it was 8th. Early 8th, right? And now for 10th we have the Lion. So my assumption is that we might get Fulgrim in 10th. But if not, I'm expecting it in 11th. Wow. This is, it's pretty good. Good job, G-dubs. You made a damn good goddamn character. He's pretty. Alright, that's it. Bye.